Hey folks, just a quick update here. I wanted to make an audio. I was just sort of sitting here, just thinking about world events and latest geopolitics stuff and all this UAP and national security type stuff and drones or whatever, unidentified, unknown unknowns and things like this. But not really going to talk about that so much. Is right now on this audio. Um, what I want to do regarding that, sort of like Jeremy Corbell says, it's like I want to know who's making them and who they're working with or who they're working for. Um, so I thought about, yeah, like what if these were Chinese drones, military drones that the U.S. Navy didn't have any idea. I thought, well, no, Navy intelligence, that's, if anyone should know, deputy director of Navy intelligence should know who owns these things, right? You'd think. If that's not a national security problem, I wouldn't know what is. Um, you know, so, and then of course, Russians wanting to take over the world, starting with Europe, and then probably, maybe Britain, Canada next, or South America, or whatever. It's like they already got Mexico on their side. So, anyways, but I got to thinking about all this geopolitics stuff too, and I thought about, I'd said something about follow the money. And I thought, well, if anyone's having a hard time following the money, that's because they got dirty money in their own pocket, probably too. Like these oil companies in bed with freaking Russian mobsters and everything else. But that's not your real national security problem. Your real national security problem is probably homegrown communism. And I know it sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but literally funded through dark channels by China, not Russia. I mean, Russia is openly jacking around with American politics like that's going to do them a shitload of good. Basically, they openly, are funding like KKK and white supremacy groups and mobsters and stuff. And of course, then they got Russian mobs. They're doing the hacking. They're letting computer hackers rob millions and billions from banks. Operating out of Russia, obviously, or protected by Russia anyhow, or funded by Russia. Anyways, they're pretty openly, paying for very expensive memes on Facebook, and I can make a similar meme or even better in 5 minutes on a free app here in the United States. So anyhow, so Facebook really dropped the ball on helping. It seemed pretty obvious. Well, he's just trying to create a civil war or whatever, funding all these rebel groups and wackadoos, out west, and secessionists and stuff, trying to create a new civil war to sort of destabilize, thinking, oh, I'm going to bring down Congress and that'll be it. And he almost did bring down, Putin basically funded all this January 6th shit probably through traitors, dirty money under the lobby table. Maybe just a handful, hopefully it's just a couple, not some widespread defunct government or something in the Congress. But aside from that, we still have, the United States Navy hopefully looking after people, and Army and everybody else too, hopefully working together on this shit. The UFOs and the Russian problem and all that. But aside from all that, just looking at, the UAPs, well, what if it is bad aliens, these little gray dudes, What if it is, what if they are abducting American children in the middle of the night out of their beds and shit and trying to experiment on them and get them to convert to communism or whatever? What if they are just funneling money, through, nail salons and tattoo parlors or something. Same thing with India. Look at India. They're supporting Russia, and this is dirty oil money. And how they laundering it? Well, fucking every gas station owner in this part of the world is probably still has dual citizenship with India. You don't think that's a national security problem? What if they all decide to shut down on the same day? Nobody in America can get gasoline. We just fucking sign a peace treaty and hand over all our civil rights and everything to the nation of India? We surrender now, does OPEC, or did we already surrender in the 70s? I was thinking about the oil crisis. Maybe that's the big secret. Not that there's, everybody knows there's UFOs and aliens. What they are, or, well, they might not be aliens. Well, everyone knows there's UFOs, at least. We don't know what they are, who they are. It's like, now the burden of proof is on your ass. If I'm going to help you or take your money, you need to prove you're a U.S. citizen. You got to prove that you love America. Like, show me your papers, So, again, I'm not... Now, there's white supremacists and KKK types and organized crime, and then there's just Nazis that are not racist, maybe, you could be black and be a fascist, I should say, not a Nazi. A Nazi is a racist. Fascism is a whole nother thing. Our whole military-industrial complex thing, and weapons and everything, that's basically fascism. But their biggest threat, again, is not Russia and Russian spies and Russian hacking and Russian mafia and all this. And it's not even the homegrown terrorists and white supremacists and people that marched on the Capitol. Their biggest threat probably is dark money from China. So, and a lot of those things should have been opened and exposed during Trump's trade war with China. How much China is stealing U.S. intellectual property, copying our microchips, and how much now got us, people like me, just a civilian out here in the white world, just sort of an inventor, artist, scientist type, thinking about these issues, and I'm like, man, if I invent anything, I just want to keep it to myself, unless, I wouldn't want to, like, anything I would patent now, I would just automatically recommend it be classified, top secret, and don't even put my name on there either, Just call me Sunsaver or something, or Joe Blow. Patent by Joe Blow, in Makeup some town, out in Arizona or something. Or New Mexico or whatever. Nevada, there you go. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I got some crazy people in Arizona. Anyhow, I heard Utah is really nice, so I don't know. Thought about moving, but maybe not. Just like rent the house or get some friends. I got a couple really good friends, a lesbian couple. Maybe just let them live here. Is a minimum rent or something, and keep the house up. Don't let any dogs chew it apart or something. Tear the garden up too bad. Digging around and leaving landmines. Little miniature Russian dogs, apparently. Alright, well, I guess that's all for this video. Again, I wouldn't worry about any deep state or mafia or white supremacists or anything. I'd be worried about what China's doing. Are these UAPs? How many of them are just advanced drone technology? There's so much advanced science out there that's not being applied in any products that I see available on the market here in the USA. So there's really no telling how advanced, we believe, we're American, we got the best science here, whatever. Prove it. Bring out the shit Bob Lazar was talking about. Let me see, and have you replicated it yet? And if so, yeah, prove it. Let me see. Let me work on some of this stuff. That's the way I look at that. Is I want proof that our drones are better than their drones or whatever. The Navy's not buying it. The Navy's been left in the dark, apparently, if the U.S. Air Force is doing something really advanced. Everyone's been left in the dark, apparently. So, except the Air Force. But, again, hey, that's America's a free country. Nobody's twisting whoever's arm, Lockheed Martin or Boeing or whoever is making these things. And if not, then, we might actually have some little bug-eyed gray aliens from the future, or from China's future, or from outer space or something that just look kind of Chinese. 3 foot tall, big head, black eyes, no nose, no mouth visible, or nothing moving while they were somehow talking, into people's heads, or as so they claim in their experiences. And it's been my experience too, some kind of telepathy. Don't know how. It's probably just like radio. The bigger brain overpowers the smaller brain. Like I said, my cat could read my mind, but I couldn't read her mind. I can't read other people's minds. But I guarantee you, if there was an elephant understood the English language really well, that sucker and I'd probably be having a conversation without our mouths opening. Or a blue whale. If a blue whale could be taught to speak English, then it could probably exercise that part of the brain and go right into my motor functions, into my own brain, with similar resonant, frequencies, and, operate it just like the first remote control toy boat invented by Nikola Tesla around, 1910 or something like that. Thanks for listening.